I could forget the memories that quickly pass, 'cause I have found a path to share back with heaven and hell. It only takes a spark for a fire to start. Won't hesitate, we'll fan the flames, that is the way. We'll make our own future. I'm gonna reach that finish line, with 100 inches at a time. I'll keep going, nothing can stop me. Na 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 na. They say that we're not strong enough, but I ain't never giving up. And I'll leave this future behind me. Na 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 na. I'll keep going, nothing can stop me. Na 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 na.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this kind of impromptu live stream that I'm doing. I know probably a lot of people won't be tuning in because I didn't exactly advertise it, but I'm sort of doing a little prep work for Saturday. I don't know how long I'll do things tonight because I kind of have to be up early tomorrow for work, but we'll see how well this goes. Speaking of which, I probably should have put that on X. So we're going to look at kind of an idea of an outline of what I'm trying to do with my plan going into Saturday. I know some of our other participants might have a different idea on how to do things, and that's just fine. That's just absolutely fine. Let's see if we can do this. So, as the title suggests, gosh, I hate Windows 11 so much. It is like the bane of my fucking existence. Yeah, I got it. Go away. Yeah, thanks. Sure, whatever. Can I, thank you, drag. You don't mind, all the way down? Mm-hmm. Put that there. And we'll do this here. Right. Again, I'll repeat, I hate Windows 11 with an undying passion of 1,000 burning suns. Anyway, so my idea is we're just gonna make a game company. I've seen too many clowns on social media, basically like, oh well, let's get GameStop to buy PayPal. Let's get GameStop, hopefully, buys eBay or Best Buy or any of these companies that are like orders of magnitude bigger than GameStop. If something was going to happen in that matter, it would be the other way around. The company in question would be acquiring GameStop, not the other way around. So what we're going to try and do is figure out, and I have my little sections there that I want to do. So focusing on digital gaming, I know that got kind of dropped. That bag got dropped a bit ago. And then the physical gaming side, which you're going to find out for me, isn't just like physical games. Duh, that's going away. But I mean like board games, because we're building a game store, like a toy store kind of thing. There's an empty segment where Toys R Us used to be, and I think that can be easily filled by GameStop. Collectibles, we're going to get into that a little bit more because I think there's a lot more they could be doing here in different ways that are less gambling adjacent, we'll call it. And then the support column is just, if we figure out something in between, we'll get there. So, let me finish what I was doing here on X that I completely forgot to do. Quick. Call it DD. Yeah. We'll do that. Okay. So, yeah. Fresh that. So, my first thought here, obviously, if we're going to do digital games, we need to... Do I have to do it like this? Yes, I do. Okay. So, if we're going to make the first stop on this, can this go... Can you go away? Can you be like literally anywhere else? No? Okay. Well, I did decide to use Windows Whiteboard. That was a dumb decision on my part, and I will own it. Okay. Right. Can I? Thank you. So I don't think that building a platform from scratch is in the cards here. Um, GameStop clearly was thinking about that idea and decided to scrap that. But we do have other options if we want to do this a certain way. How much did that get bought for? 25.2 mil. What if? What if? Now this is a huge what if here. What if GameStop did go out and get a platform, like a digital platform, as opposed to trying to build one from scratch, which I think is an interesting concept if you want to play with it. So there's not a lot of good options here. Let me see if there's any other. See if there's any other digital gaming online platforms. So like there's the ones that are each for each of the like gaming consoles, and then there's Steam, Epic, and Good Old Games. And really, like, what was it sold for? Yeah, like so. If you really wanted to be dirt cheap about it and wanted to get a platform that already existed rather than trying to have to build your own from scratch, whoa, why not just buy and absorb Good Old Games for like 30 mil? No, not even that, 25 mil. Um, I don't think you'd be able to keep the DRM thing, and that would really piss off a lot of the people in that make up the core base of Good Old Games. I think you could halfway house it. I definitely like the idea, and I think it fits in with the culture of GameStop in general. If you just, um, if you did sort of halfway house, like you had the setup sort of like Steam, but you still let them own the game more or less. So you could set up a storefront that allowed them to buy or sell games between accounts. Like if you have a used game you're not playing anymore, you can give it to your friend or sell it to your friend, something that you are not allowed to do on Steam. I don't know if you're allowed to on Epic though, but most of these storefronts they don't let you like exchange games. Like your ownership of the game is non-existent. You're just borrowing a license to the game. So I think because a lot of people have cited the big reason with Good Old Games is that it's DRM free, and no major platform is really going to want to do that. So if you halfway housed it where there is some sort of DRM, but you allow trading and exchange, and you could even trade back into GameStop. And since you would own the marketplace because it's digital for the trading and selling of these games, then you could just, take a small cut. Yeah, it's private now. That's why well, see, here's the thing though. At what price? Like the guy who bought it was I think one of the founders of CD Projekt Red. Yeah. Yeah, one of the co-founders. So like it's privately owned, and they took it private because basically it was dead weight on CD Projekt Red's balance sheet. Um and that's the tricky part here. If you're acquiring it, you're really going to have to put some work and attention into it to make it something that works. But it would be cheaper than just trying to build your own from scratch, and there's not many other good options here. Um, I I'm struggling to think how much it would cost to set up a good platform, because this isn't like with the whole Power Packs thing where you could throw up some cheap freaking Flash animation thing and call it good in a day. This would have to be a pretty robust program with an entire server system and everything. I'm not saying it would be super expensive to set up, but to do a good one, you'd have to put some money into it when you could just acquire this probably on the cheap. Like, I doubt you'd get it for what it was sold to the owner, but that's the only price that we have to go with. That CD Projekt Red sold it for 25.5 million. I don't think the asking price would be too much over that, but it really depends on, are they really interested in keeping it or not? And, you know, that's definitely something you have to, like, maybe it's just not for sale, like Rubbing My Axe said. That's a distinct possibility, but, you know, you never know till you throw in a bid. And really, at this point, if you want to have any competitive level in still selling like video games, we're going to get into the other side of the game stuff that I want to deal with, because again, the whole business model I'm operating off of when we go to Saturday is keeping GameStop a game store, like being basically a modern Toys R Us rather than being people's nostalgia farts for the 90s and early aughts. Actually try and make this a business, a game store. Key emphasis on the game part. So we'll get more into that. So the other half of this digital aspect that I'm trying to figure out is how do you get people into wanting to use your platform? And that's why I was thinking about the whole, like, keeping it that they sort of quasi still own the games. Sort of that's why I was thinking like good old games, not the full on, you know, DRM free it has, but make it more like you actually still own the game, as opposed to Steam where you're legally renting a license. You do not own the game. You cannot trade it. You cannot move it anywhere. You can't do anything with it. You don't actually own the game. So if not buying good old games, now you may notice something here that is also a part of my plan, where we're not thinking about one acquisition. We're thinking about potentially several, or maybe one or none, that kind of fits into this business model plan that I'm thinking of. Because I know it's going to make the MOASS people mad, but you're not going to MOASS your way to success. You're not going to also buy your way to success. The only companies you're going to be able to buy are ones that are at GameStop's market cap or business level or lower. Best Buy, you know, eBay, PayPal, or some of these other companies like Target. These companies not only expand GameStop into an area of business for which they have no expertise over. None of these companies are going to want to be bought by GameStop. Not only is there no way to finance it, you don't have the cash. You're either going to have to leverage the company against what assets to buy it, or, you know, dilute the fuck out of shareholders. Like, which poison pill would you like to get to the $40 billion market cap of, say, a like eBay? You're not fucking doing it. So what makes sense is A, stay within the business model, and B, find targets that you can actually acquire. Now, let me fix this a little bit here. So this is digital game platform. That is one prong of the digital attack. The second prong I have is acquiring some sort of company that we can use as a leverage point to get people to use our platform. Now, Steam doesn't need to do this, but they've already realized that, you know, it doesn't hurt. They're getting in the console business. I'm not saying the game. Hold your horse. I'm not saying GameStop should get in the console business. Let me make my point and I'll explain it. So, you know, but most console companies, you know, have a digital platform now too. But it makes for a great intersection point for getting people to use your platform. It also helps that, you know, you already have the, you know, pro memberships and everything like that, and you can just integrate it in your digital store. So if someone sells something that's back to GameStop in the store, like they sell their Steam, I mean, not their Steam, their Switch, jeez, I'm already losing it. Their Switch or something like that, if they wanted to use it for game credit on the digital store, why not just let them convert it to that and back and forth or whatever they want to do? Which gives some sort of utility to it as well. But the other sort of prong into it that I was kind of thinking about, and I'm just going to put it here because I think it'll be more space than in the physical game section, and that's more other things we'll get to. But let me see here. Let me pull up what it was that I was thinking about here. Oh, I don't have it in that tab. That's really sad, and I didn't really want that big. Let's see if I can pull this back into frame. Get a little smaller. There we go. All right. So the other thing I was looking at was possibly Corsair. There is a key reason why I would target Corsair. Their market cap right now. Their market cap is 614.27 mil. So easily within the buying range. I mean, GameStop right now has what? $7 billion on their balance sheet. So again, you could give a nice premium to Corsair shareholders and buy them out. The main reason I want to do this is two-pronged. One, you got your in-house computer system, computer building company through Origin. But there's a sneaky way that I want to do it kind of too. Because and maybe I'm crazy, but when I grew up, there used to be, the high-end PCs, but there was always like the budget family PC. And I think it would be really easy using Corsair's already built out, services at Origin. If you found a way to do a budget PC, I tried to buy some DDR5 for my laptop from Corsair. I'm happy to announce that I'll have a second mortgage payment. I know, right? Buying RAM right now is like a hellscape. But the idea I was thinking about is if you could get an entry-level gaming PC at the price point of near, like getting it at the price of a console is going to be a huge trick. But like if you could get it at the 500 to 600 range, and you could just market it to parents as not just a gaming system, but the kid can do other stuff besides just game on a PC, and you have it set there and you already have it preloaded with the digital platform, and you already have them in the membership program. So now you've got an entire package here that can integrate them into the company. So you've sold them on the PC that has the digital storefront, and you've got them kind of captured, as it were. So they're going to be, hopefully, if you work it right. There's nothing saying that they can't take the PC home and then just upload Steam. But if you work it right, you have a gaming company that can sell higher end PCs to your standard gamer, but you have now a target demo that you can hit with a much more budget affordable computer. I would say target it with more like used components or like aftermarket older generation components. And you could sell it as a computer that can be upgraded to something down the road. And you could even come in and be like, or you can be like, you can trade in your lower computer for one of our higher tier Origin computers or something like that. But it gives a lot more opportunity, I think, if you have sort of this combo package where you've got something that you can sell in the store that can actually compete with the gaming consoles and then sticks them into your ecosystem. So again, all this is just me throwing darts at a wall. I'm not saying anything solid quite yet, but that was one of the key ideas that I had going was Corsair, and then good old games being bought, and then building an infrastructure around selling the parent to buy the gaming PC that is within the same budget as a console, but you can also use it for school, and you can use it to, surf the web and do all these other things. And it's not just a gaming console, which I think it's part of the reason why Microsoft is starting to try and pull away from the console and base things back around the PC, because they're seeing kind of the same thing. But that would be the idea, kind of, with that. Now, collectibles is less of a or do we want to do physical gaming? Because physical gaming is a little tricky, because I don't have really any acquisition targets that I can think of. Really there. It's more of just how the store should operate, because I think that they should clear out some of that space for physical games and be more like a game store. Add in board games, your Settlers of Catan, your actual board games. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. Just give customers a selection. The key thing here, along with the sort of storefront thing, is you can just do the Walmart model of offer everything on your storefront, Amazon style, on your e-storefront, and then have what you can't put in your store that isn't the highest sellers. You just have it shipped into the store and they can pick it up there. I know I've heard a lot of people suggest. Let me see what it's setting at. Pull it up here. I know I've seen a lot of people suggest Newegg. My big question mark there, because I just don't know Newegg enough, is I'm pretty sure it doesn't make money right now. And the biggest thing here is, do you really need that supply chain that bad? Because if you need the supply chain to build out your digital store for selling things, I can understand buying Newegg. Let's see if I can make that font bigger. Is there a way to make that font bigger? Please tell me there's a way to make that font bigger. There isn't. Oh, okay. Well, we'll be doing this differently next time, because this is not helping anything. Bold it. Oh, it was already bolded. Well, then we'll do this, and we'll get rid of that. Yeah, I like it. So, I mean, I've heard people talk up Newegg. I know the customer experience for GameStop has not been brilliant on its storefront. Let me take a look here, though, at Newegg. Yeah, their net income, they lost 2.9 million last quarter. I want to say, pull that up. Actually, let's go see if we can get the financials off of. There it is. Newegg. So, wow, they've not produced. You've got to be shitting me. There's no way they haven't produced financials recently. You are shitting me. That's sus. That's sus. Let's go to SEC. Let's see if we can find something here. Yeah, they're a foreign issuer, which makes this like nine. We're down at like the 9th circle of hell here, trying to find something. You have got to be shitting. Oh, here we go. Foreign issuer. Wait, nope, that's not what I wanted. I want the F20 annual report. So I only do annual reports. That's Okay. $96 million in cash. Okay, yeah, doing right there. Yeah. Net loss of one. What is that? In thousands. So that'd be 1.2 million, 1.27 million on a loss. Oh no, there's the net loss. Sorry, previous loss. So they lost $43 million. Yeah, that's a fixer upper. um, yeah, that's a fixer upper. I'm a custom PC builder. I say that I prefer ordering parts from Amazon as compared to Newegg. They used to be good, but now it's a headache. Yeah, that's what I've heard from a lot of people. The experience has not been great, and I know it's been a couple years, but I know Gamers Nexus had his own headaches with Newegg. It definitely shows on their balance sheet, their financials, that they're just where is the bleed at? Cost of goods sold. Those are some like super thin margins. What the heck's going on there? And then their SG&A just eats up the rest of it. Like, yikes. Like, I mean, if you think you could clean this up, I mean, that isn't like, and you want the supply chain and everything in Newegg, that's fine. But like, GameStop just finally got to where it's profitable, and now you're buying this dumpster fire. See, this is the problem I keep having when we come back to this discussion. Is like people talk about buying Newegg, and every time I look at it, I'm just like, no, just don't. Just don't. Just don't. um. So yeah. I'm not sure what to do there. Maybe we'll do some screener checks on Fidelity, and we'll find something else here. Um. I know there's been a lot of talk about this one, so we'll just throw it up there. Let me double check on this one. So yeah. I've heard about it, but that will also be a big bite into the cash pool here. I know it's like we've got 7 million if we just want to do an all cash transaction. I've heard a lot of talk about them just outright buying PSA, which I wouldn't be opposed to it if it streamlined the process of their card grading. Um, because from what I understand, there's a lot of wait times. If they added more people to the process of grading those cards, streamlined it where not only could you get into the store, you could ship it to a local uh, GameStop PSA authorized, grader and slabber that was at some like local regional center. So it goes to the regional center on a short mailing. It gets graded, it gets short mailed back, and instead of waiting weeks, it gets done in days. Um, that is one of the big reasons that I'd say buy PSA. But other than that, I think it's better managed that they're just two separate entities. But it's definitely an acquisition, and you'd still have enough cash to do these other things if you wanted to. Um, the big thing about this in the collectibles section that I will point out, I don't think that they should go out and buy Funko Pops. Like, if you want to buy Beanie Babies on the downswing, that sounds like a horrible idea. Fine for you to sell Beanie Babies in your store. just don't buy Beanie Babies, the company, at the bottom of the market. That just sounds like a fucking horrible idea. Do not want. Um, Collectibles, I think, should match with our physical gaming stuff. So, like, physical gaming, I want. Okay, so we're not just doing the like physical games like the consoles and the physical games, but board games, pen and paper, tabletops, everything in the store. And then on the collectibles side, sure you could buy PSA. And then what I want it to be is like so basically what you're doing is you're expanding to become a game store, a toy store that it already is. So you'd be doing the board games, the pen and paper, tabletop, selling the books, all that stuff. You'd be hosting tournaments to get people again to buy the cards, to want to slab them. You get in, hey, you got the new shiny card in your deck pull. Why don't you just go ahead and get it, PSA graded and everything? It's it that's the big problem I'm having with GameStop is just its lack of connection to the community for a game store. But today's focus is what sort of purchases can we do with the 7 billion sitting around, and right now so far comfortably we could make all these purchases and make them all cash and not have to do anything with the current equity situation because we've already diluted the shit out of shareholders and we don't have to do anything. Oh yeah. Also sell BTC. So sell the BTC, close out the bonds, and um, open up that because like those bonds are securitized. The collateral for the debt for buying those bonds was the cash that we're about to use. So go ahead, sell the Bitcoin, take this whatever loss off of it. It's not going to hurt our cash position all that much. Just clear those out, and that way, if we do need to do debt for an acquisition, we've got that freed up. Now we kind of play this game of we need to figure out something else here because I think we have room to go around trying to come up with some ideas here. And for that, let's do this. So can we get that to pull up? Cool. Let's see if we can. Did I ask you to do that? I did not. Let's see if we can find something interesting. Let's go on an adventure, shall we? We want something with a market capitalization. Ooh, I have to do small micro cap. We want something that we do not want automotive. We do not want automobiles. Get rid of that. Leisure products, maybe get rid of that. Nope. Diversified consumer services. We do not want distributors. Well, we definitely want specialty retail. Let's go ahead and throw back in borderline retail for now. Close that out. Now we want something. Let's see here. Let's play around with some things. I don't want dividends. Something with a price to book. Look, he's looking for something that has a creative growth value. So let's find a price to book at or near 1, maybe 2. That helps pare some things down here. That's something with an EPS growth, 5-year historical. That's throw in some enterprise value. Yeah, actually, we're not too worried about enterprise value in this case. PEG. Pretty sure I know what this is. Value determines PE ratio by expected earnings growth rate. Yes. PE ratio. Oh, that's very high here. Oh, Colson, American Outfitters. Yeah, that's kind of outside of what we're looking for. Okay, bye-bye to you. So let's play around here a bit with... No. Earnings. Nope. Price to cash flow. There's annual now. Value, revenue growth, cash flow. I know I should know what the quick ratio is, but I'm pretty sure. Quick ratio measures the company's ability to pay short-term liabilities for sure. It's generally considered, 1 is considered healthy. So, whoops. Give me that back. Let's go with this. So we'll do the quick ratio in there. Ratio is liquidity metric measuring the company's ability to pay short-term obligations within 1 year. Sure. Throw that in there. Revenue growth over 5 years. We want to see high growth. Okay. Well, this has given us some things to look at. Golf. No. AKA Brand Holdings Corp. What are you? Online fashion brands. Nope. Starco Brands. Borderline retail. I guess this is probably not what we're looking for. Market consumer products through retail and online in the United States. It provides products in various categories. Nope. It's a nice thought. Right, that's probably some sort of marine. Nope. Visionary Holdings, diversified consumer services. Provides education resources to students worldwide. Nope. Experience orders. Nope. AFYA Limited. Medical Education Group. Nope. And it's also in Brazil, so not very helpful. Group. Its subsidiaries provides education and e-commerce in China. Nope. Car parts. Nope. Nope. That's another automotive. Well, shit. Hmm. Okay, what if we went with the medium growth ones here? Urban Outfitters, One Water Marine, Mr. Car Wash, Vista, Education Service, never mind. Ram Holdings, Penske Automotive, nope. Ozan SA, nope. Marine Max, nope. Okie dokie. What about here at the low growth? Petco, Health and Wellness, nope. Joe Global, Education Technology again, Sportsman, Warehouse Holdings, Funko, lol. CarMax. Let's kick revenue growth out of there. See if we can lower this down and see if we can get a narrower band to work with. Barnes and Noble. No, not really. Visionary Holdings. Nope. Craftsman. Like, this is really getting pretty tricky. And this is why when I was looking at this stuff, I was thinking, well, probably going to have to do some private markets things to look at those. But it's more trickier because you don't know what's in the box. Because they don't post public financials. You only know their valuation based on what the company says. It's worth based on the last people that bought into it. Nope, that's not one we're looking for. This corp, what's this? Hair salons, no. ADT, no. I know what ADT is. Starco Brands. Did we look at that one already? Starco Brands. Yeah, we did. NXU specialty retailer. Well, that's kind of in our sector, but like specialty retail is a pretty broad category. Technology company that operates megawatt charging stations to See, you had me at tech company, and then you said charging stations, and now we're miles apart. It's a lot of car companies here, and it's really annoying. Jill. J. Jill. Women's apparel. Nope. Achilles. That's apparel. No. Camping World. Well, no, 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 nope, nope. Well, technologies. What's this? For its subsidiaries provides online for no, it's an educational platform again. Right, right. Well, I mean, it's fun trying, but like, see, this is the problem. This is the problem I have with with this whole theory. Kind of, really, is that like, there's no magic pill here. Like, all these public companies are public for a reason, and they're on their own for a reason. And some of these private companies, maybe you'd be able to make an acquisition. I mean, like, looking at the chart of things here, but like, I'm really struggling with things that like really work out here. I mean, we could make a reach and like say, "Ooh, we'll just get a retail company and just slap it in here." But like, I'm just like, those are kind of like the best ideas right now. I'm probably gonna be doing some not live stream research before Saturday when we have Adabit and Platinum and Amy and all them. Hopefully they've got some ideas to bring to the table, because this I'm just kind of stuck here. I know maybe Amy would put over here one of the like pay as you go companies. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could. Like, say we could put like Stripe over here. I think it's a private valuation though, is way out of our budget range. But like something like that, like theoretically could go there. But I mostly wanted to just kind of get the idea out Saturday of what I was trying to do and kind of give an example for people, because I know I opened up on X, hey, if you got any suggestions, any ideas, as long as you got like a plan that would make it fit, or like GameStop could actually afford it, instead of these like stupid ideas that I keep seeing thrown around the internet, like go for it. But like this is kind of where I'm stuck at right now. Because the whole idea is you buy something cheap that you can accretively make into something very valuable for the company. And yeah, I'm sure I'll think of things more down the line as they pop into my head, as things tend to go. But this is where it's at for now. So I'm going to end the live stream for now. Saturday we'll have all the ideas together and other people's ideas and the people that are going to be guests. So pop in then. But for now, this will be heard about mention eBay. Yes, I have, and it's so fucking stupid. Like, the partnership idea, I don't think is necessarily a bad one, but the idea that GameStop is going to buy a company that is valued at near 5 times its market cap is quite possibly the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. Like, all these companies that keep getting mentioned are all companies that either are huge retail outlets that make no sense for GameStop, and it would be an acquisition in the other direction, or with these like the closest I have seen that has come to kind of in the neighborhood of what GameStop does, and is something that theoretically maybe you could buy, is Best Buy. But like, even then, Best Buy has a market cap 3 times the size of GameStop. It's there's no way. There's just no way, without some serious dilutive effects or financing or both, that you're doing that. And that's why we're looking at the companies we're looking at, because these are companies that theoretically GameStop could acquire, would fit its business model. You could plug it in and do something with it. And then you get it cheap, and then once it's plugged into the company, it gives accretive value because it adds to your business. Not just because of the assets, but because you can do something with it. Like, you could buy Corsair, you have Origin, you have the line of buying, like the keyboards and the mouses and the monitors and stuff like that to build out a PC. Or you could have pre-built PCs, and using and building like a target budget built PC that could compete at about the console range that you could sell in your store, and you know, slaps slaps PC Tower. You can fit all the games in this. you know, um, but it's there's no miracle cure to like make GameStop suddenly worth a gazillion dollars. That just doesn't work like that. And that's what I keep bashing my head against. And I've got a whole week till Saturday. Maybe we'll come up with some other ideas, but this is where we're at right now. So I'm gonna let it go for now. If I come up with something that's worth interrupting before Saturday, I will. I doubt it, but I'll keep my eyes on it because again, um, I think more than likely where the most value you're going to get is in trying to find some private company. But again, for our purposes for Saturday, it's like, what's in the box? Who knows what's in the box? We just know its valuation, and we can't look at something that if GameStop was planning on acquiring it, would be able to do. They would be able to ask for the financials to know, is this really worth buying at X price? We'll see. We'll also have Running with Bears there. So, CPA has worked on M&A transactions for smaller companies. So we'll also be able to give us some insight. And hopefully, the plan is that we all go in. It'll be like we're going to pretend we're the GameStop board of directors, and we're going to figure out how we want to attack this. And that's why I mostly wanted to get this on paper, because this would be my attack plan. This is the strategy that I'd be going for. And then we just need to find companies that fit into this. I kind of like the model of getting several companies to put together. I know now I'm sounding like I'm building shitco Voltron over here, but at least most of these companies make money. It's just I think GameStop's big weakness is it's a dated 90s retailer that is very yeah, sure, it's in specialty retail, but it's a little too fucking specialized. Be a game store. Be a modern Toys R Us, more or less. You have your digital storefront for both selling the physical goods, in the Amazon Walmart style, and digital games. And then you have your storefront that is basically your public facing, and you basically treat your storefront like people would your local gaming shop. You come in to buy the things you want now, and you use it as your interaction to get the community to come into your store by being part of the community. Something that GameStop has really fucking struggled with, and it's why people treat it like it is. Not only is it a big corpo company that basically penny nickels and dimes its fucking customers, and since Ryan Cohen took over, penny nickels and dimes its employees. But that, I think that would go a long way to fixing GameStop's image. Just be part of the community, be part of the gaming community. Do events for the community. Make little Timmy want to come. Mom, go take me to GameStop so we can go play Pokemon with my friends. And then, little Timmy gets mom to buy him another fucking booster pack from the GameStop. It's not a hard business model. It's not a fucking